everyone. How is everyone this beautiful day? My name is Cindy Collins. I am one of the co-founders of Actors Theater of Indiana. Welcome to Lunch Break with ATI, the weekly podcast. Actors Theater of Indiana is the resident professional theater company at the Center for the Performing Arts, and the home of ATI is the Studio Theater over there at the center. And today we have Suzann DeLay, and she is with the Central Indiana Dance Ensemble, and they are another resident company over at the center. And Suzann is the founder. I'm so used to saying co-founder because three of us started ATI. She is the founder, the founding artistic director and executive director of the Central Indiana Dance Ensemble. And I was just saying before we got on the air here, we were talking about Gregory Hancock, and we were talking about the other, resident companies. And when the place first opened, I was saying, I don't know how many resident companies were over there, and I thought it was like 7 or something. But I don't think that's the case anymore. But you guys are there. You've been there from the beginning. Mm-hmm. I always see your banners in the lobby. Gregory Hancock's been there from the beginning. Civic, ATI, and the Carmel Symphony Orchestra, and I think the Wind Ensemble too.
I think so too.
Charles with the Wind Ensemble. I think they were from the beginning as well. I don't know anybody. I don't know if there's anybody else. If there is, I apologize. But
me too.
Now, you, when you are over there, are you in the Tarkington?
Yes,
is
we're
that
in the Tarkington.
Where you perform?
Yes.
How much are you over there? And is that your only space, the Tarkington? You know what I'm saying? Like Gregory now has that little studio we were talking about. So he'll do stuff in his studio, but also in the Tarkington.
No, we do it in the Tarkington, except for our annual Nutcracker, which we go over to Starbank Performing Arts Center in Zionsville.
Okay, because you need.
We need that space.
We
need that.
Yeah. That's a huge deal in the holidays. Usually need a bigger space, especially with the Nutcracker and how many kids do you have in that Nutcracker?
Exactly, like 120.
Oh my God, that's a lot of wranglers backstage. That's a lot of volunteering from the parents. Right.
And we're very fortunate. We have great volunteers. So
that's
yes,
good.
we need a lot.
Well, that's important. I mean, that's important with any company if you're doing a big, huge extravaganza to have, and usually is the parents. If you have younger performers that are helping out, thank goodness, right? Oh my God.
Well, and we have a lot of alumni that come back too, and they'll help backstage too. So that's
nice.
kind of nice also.
Do you have the alumni come back and teach? I mean, who are the dance instructors for the company? You know what I mean? Who teaches teaches the company, the choreography and everything?
Oh, it depends. I mean, but primarily it's Casey Clark, Ashley Jones, Jill Godwin, and Siler. Thompson.
And are they there permanently or are they guests?
No, they're permanently. And then we have guests. We have guest choreographers, guest teachers come in. I work with the company myself too.
Right.
Not as much now, but I used to. And but we have a lot of guest choreographers come in, and our alumni that have gone on and are still performing. Many of them come back to teach with us too.
Yeah, that's nice because you need a variety.
We do.
Right? It's all about variety in my
And it's
opinion.
nice for the alumni to come back for our current students because then they go, oh, I know that name, or I saw your picture out in the lobby. And so it kind of ties it all in.
Where do you rehearse? Where's your rehearsal space? Studios?
At Central Indiana Academy of Dance.
Where is that? I passed that.
It's off of, you can see it on 31 coming south.
That's it. Isn't it on that service? It's like the service road?
It's between
almost
Target and Barnes and Noble.
Yes.
It used to be not a service road. It used to go through, but
it used to go through, but they stopped. They cut it. They stopped it. Now they made it a dead end.
Yeah. And all the traffic problems, right?
Oh my God! Yeah, right. Well, you getting here, you're just getting here alone. It's like a test. If you get to the podcast, you will win big. You will win nothing. You get to do the interview. Woo!
But you get to know how not to go the next time you come here.
It's a sticky wicket out there right now with all the infrastructure they're doing on 3rd Avenue here. Ay. But there's other places in Carmel that are doing that too. I mean, but let me ask you something. Mm-hmm. Before the center was built, before the Performing Arts Center was built here, and that was 2011, because I remember I remember when ATI's first show was in there. Where were you? Where were you performing? Did you have a home, or were you just going?
No, we were performing in the school districts.
Okay.
So we, had been Carmel High School, what's the one over here? Clay Middle School, Carmel Middle School.
Yes.
We even performed up in Westfield for a few years,
Yeah.
and Zionsville. So we did it. It's wonderful to be at the Center for the Performing Arts because we can pick our days, get them locked in. Where with the schools,
I know.
did you
We
guys
had to
perform
do that too.
Yeah, when we first
got it from New York, we were at the Zionsville Performing Arts Center for 2 or 3 seasons.
But if the school has something or
Yeah,
the calendar changes, which is what happened to us on our Nutcracker this past year, we're like,
I know.
you get all ahead and we had some things printed already, and we're going like, oh no.
It's hard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Backpedal.
But that Zionsville Performing Arts Center is nice.
It is nice.
When we were there, like I said, that was our first place where ATI was, and I think it was 2 or 3 seasons. And then we were at Pike too.
Oh,
we had to go to Pike as well. So we were there at Pike.
Yeah.
And that's not bad either,
No, it's not.
But yeah, I get it. I get it. You go where you can. You find the places to perform because you don't have a permanent home yet.
Right.
But the advantage of that is what I can only say, what ATI found, you're cultivating all these different areas. And then when you have a home, they're like, oh, they'll come to you.
Right.
So you have all the demographics, right, that are now coming to your home.
Right.
Well, how many, like you do the Nutcracker there at Zionsville, how many performances, how many different shows do you do?
We do 2.
Okay.
One that's coming up in March, and then we
Okay.
have one in May.
And I'm sure the summer season you must do workshop. You must, like during the summer, are the classes crazy with the kids and everything? Or is that more during the school year?
It's more during the school year for
Yeah.
us. Our older dancers usually go away to summer intensives.
Okay.
We do have, I call them our baby camps. I'm sure the children that are 3, 4, and 5 don't like to be called babies, but
Well, they
we have
are. They're toddlers.
They're toddler
Yeah.
camps,
Yeah.
and those are real popular with us, and we do a lot of
That's
that
good.
to keep the season going. We do a 2-week summer intensive, and we try to perform that
Right.
in the studio theater
Oh.
when we can.
Oh.
This year, unfortunately, it's already booked. So.
Oh, well, and it's not us.
No.
Because we're dark, this company is dark for the summer, over there.
Yeah, it's just a,
Yeah.
end of the 2-week
Yeah.
summer intensive
Yeah.
kind of showcase.
Yeah,
And so,
yeah.
but we've done that everywhere else too.
Right. Oh, of course. Right.
Exactly.
Right. Exactly. So, when you guys, how old? I mean, what is your range of? Okay, I'm going to see the Nutcracker, right?
Okay.
I'm going to go see the Nutcracker. What age range am I going to see? What is the oldest? And do you have alumni come back and do that as the older people, or do you have the instructors play like Drosselmeyer? Who plays Drosselmeyer? Plays the parent. You know what I'm saying? So how do you run that?
Our children's ages are from 6 to 18.
Okay.
In the Nutcracker production.
Right.
We hire guest artists,
Okay.
mostly men, and so a lot of times the men come from Butler. Last year we had 2 men. 1 man came from Texas. 1 man came from Seattle. Our Drosselmeyer is actually played by one of our board members. It's great. We got him into it, and he's really excited. So we have some parents that take adult ballet, and so they do
That's
it.
nice.
We've had our instructors that wanted to dance in it also, the party scene with the parents.
Yeah,
and
that's what I'm saying. That
Yeah.
whole party scene in the beginning.
Right.
Yeah.
We've had alumni come back and do it too, so
Yeah. That's nice.
anybody that wants to, come on.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah. I mean, that's a big undertaking. The Nutcracker is, it's almost like tradition for almost every ballet company to do it at Christmas time. I
Right.
don't know a lot of ballet companies that don't, everywhere.
Right,
I mean,
everywhere.
if you don't see the Nutcracker, it's like, wait a minute, wait a second, who's not doing the Nutcracker? Because you're always going to see
You're
it
always gonna see
somewhere,
it, right?
right?
It's become such a tradition.
It really, yeah, and it totally is. And I remember my nieces were with the took with the New Jersey School of Ballet, and yeah, I used to go see it.
Yeah.
For a minute, you know, and yeah, it's a big deal, and I'm sure it's like one of your best money makers, probably the holiday show.
Yes.
Is it?
And I think, yes,
Yeah.
for most companies, it is their big money maker.
Right.
Because a lot of people will go see the Nutcracker because it's a tradition and it's out there and it's the holidays, and so they get tickets for, you know, the holidays and the holiday event and that sort of
Right.
thing. So for most, I would say all companies, it's their money maker. It's it helps to produce the rest of the season.
Exactly. Yes, and you have to have something like that.
You do.
And I'm sure the students that stick with, if they started as children and they stick with it till they're seniors in high school, 18, I'm sure you see them in different roles, like who's going to be the Clara this year, you know, you know what I mean?
Right.
That's a
Oh,
big
yeah.
deal.
It is
That's
a
a
big
big
deal.
deal, Clara. That's a huge
Huge.
deal. And I'm sure you have a lot of young women vying for that role
Oh, yeah.
within your company,
Right.
you know, and that's got to be, I mean, it's got to be hard picking that.
It is
Picking
hard.
that.
It is hard because there's so many talented,
Yeah.
you know, young ladies,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
you
it's
know, it's
tough,
like,
right?
yeah. When
Yeah.
you have 16 auditioning, and we double cast it, so at least
Okay.
2 girls get to do it.
Okay.
So when you have 16 auditioning, and you know that 14 are not going to
Yeah.
be happy, and 2 will be ecstatic, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, we talked to them about the benefits of just auditioning for their role.
That's right.
And how they have to audition for roles in the future, and
Mm-hmm.
it gives them that. And you know, I always say, you know, girls are 16 in here, so there's only 2 spots, so
Mm-hmm. That's right.
you have to deal with that.
Well, that's the business.
Learn.
That's teaching them. That's life too.
Yes,
you know,
it's
you're not
life,
gonna always. I mean,
and
that's
it's also theater,
that's right.
right?
That's
and
right.
how many disappointments, how many no's
More
you get.
disappointments, more no's
Absolutely.
than many more no's than yeses.
I
And
always tell the girls that, you know, you're stronger when you get disappointed, because if you're going to stay in this career,
yes,
you're going to get no's.
yes,
And so how you handle that
Mm-hmm.
is to determine if this is the right career for you.
that's right.
Acting, theater, dance, you know.
That's
it's-
right.
they can look at you and go,
That's right.
you're out, eyes are brown, I don't want you. I
They're
want a
done.
blue-eyed person.
Done.
Yeah,
it's
right?
just that's exactly the way it is.
Or
Sometimes
you're too short, or you're too
short.
tall, or
That's right.
your
That's
hair's too
right.
blonde, or
You don't fit the costume. I mean, that is true. How many kids that have gone through, you know, the entire from when they were little to 18, have they gone on to join a professional company? You know, a professional either a modern dance company or a ballet company. You know.
it's really hard to say, because
Yeah.
I'd have to go, let's see, that's
Well,
there's
I mean,
so-and-so.
yeah.
We, I think, are very fortunate. You know, we talk about a studio, and you talk about maybe 1% of your
Right.
students will go on, maybe 1.
Yeah.
I don't know what our percentage
Because they have
is.
to go to college.
but-
These kids are going to college too.
Right.
Now, are they going to
And we-
major in dance in
right.
college?
We also have dancers now that are going to college and getting jobs after college. So that's great. You know, they're growing up a little bit.
Yeah.
But we've been very fortunate. We have currently, I don't know how many, but we've got a young man out in Pacific Northwest Ballet who's dancing, Arizona Ballet. I can.
Yeah.
It's been,
Yeah.
like that.
Because because they what it does is, I mean, you've given them these tools, these, you know, before they even get to, if they're going to major in dance, you know, and even if they don't go on, whatever they decide to do, whatever you decide to do, the arts gives these kids so many tools, just like we were talking about disappointment, you know, and working hard and a work ethic and working together,
Right.
collaborating,
Teamwork, right.
getting along with people,
Right.
having to be in tight, close spaces with people, seeing that, you know, every day you're working with them very closely. I mean, that teaches young people to deal with many things that life will throw at them, you know?
Time management
Oh
is
my
real
God,
big. You know,
huge.
I get letters, emails, not letters anymore, but
Yeah.
emails from past students just saying, you know, how much, even many of them have not gone on,
Yeah.
and talked to me about how much dance had helped them do so many different things. Get up and give a speech. being able to do that, get up in front of a large group in a sorority situation, time management, how that discipline of dance helped them to go to college when they saw their friends going, I can't get this done, I can't balance this, when nobody's asking. But so that, you're absolutely
because you have
right.
to be so disciplined.
Right.
Because there's so many, it makes a difference because there's so many people just going for the same thing anywhere, in any profession, right?
Right.
But that little bump of, like you said, time management, discipline really makes a difference. Presenting yourself, and being able to carry yourself in a way too, which dance does help.
Right.
I think it's invaluable, really, quite frankly.
Right.
All the performing arts. I always say that it really helps.
Oh, right.
As a kid. That's why I think the arts in education is so important. And kudos to Carmel. They do it right.
Yeah.
The arts are. I really couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, the arts are really in this, at least in the school system.
Right.
Really big.
Right. Yes.
And I think that's really, really important. How did you, personally, when did you start dancing?
4.
Oh my God, right? Yeah. And where are you from here?
No, I'm from Sacramento, California.
Oh my gosh, okay.
So,
the
I grew up-
capital.
Yeah.
There you are.
I grew up out there dancing and danced briefly with Pacific Northwest Ballet and also then danced with Sacramento Ballet.
Okay. Wow. And then what the heck? Then you're like, I'm going to the Midwest. What happened? Some people ask me all the time, what are you doing here, right? So it's like, what are you doing here?
Got married, transferred here, got divorced, met my husband now, and here I am, still here.
All right. Okay, so it's always like that. It's always either a job or, exactly. But then when you got here, now how old is the company?
We are going to celebrate 25 years.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, we'll be finishing up
Your
our
silver anniversary.
I know.
That's great.
Yeah.
Wow.
25 is our silver anniversary season. So.
To be sustaining it that long and to be in business that long that's hard. Especially, I think, for a dance company, it's really hard. Really, really difficult, I think. Because I think it's so difficult with a dance company or symphony, to sustain itself for that long. I do, because it's hard for all the arts, but I think it's even harder for dance companies, right?
Or a youth ensemble.
Yeah.
So, parents keep wanting their children to dance.
That's
and,
good.
It is good. And we've been very fortunate over the years. We've had a tremendous board members through the years. And even now, we've got a great board behind us that's helping us continue fundraising and getting grants and
that's huge.
Getting the volunteers that we need to do it. And we've been very fortunate, and I think started the company at a time that there wasn't a lot of youth ballet companies in the area, and so I can remember the first productions were like, whoa. If we look at them now, we're going, man, we've come a long way.
Well, that's as it should be, right?
I just get like, oh yeah, I can use that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that looks good. We'll pour it in here.
Oh, I know. Right?
And then you go, did I really think that looked good?
Oh my gosh, I know. But that's progression, and that's what it should be.
Right.
If you don't progress, if you don't change, if you stay stagnant, that's where the company will go nowhere.
Right. And we're very fortunate. We've grown over the years and continue to grow and provide quality dance performances in the central Indiana area. So we're excited about getting next year off. And
25.
Yeah.
25. Are you doing anything with silver? Anything silver in it? Oh my God,
we'll just
that
have to
would
wait
be
and
cool.
see. We are in the have our committees going on the 25th anniversary project, and we'll see what happens. We'll see when we announce it this summer what we're doing.
Yeah, that's exciting. So your next, let's say this, your next production is going to be in March. March? Say it. Go ahead. Next production at the Tarkington.
Our next production at the Tarkington is Mixed Rep on March 4th.
Okay, how's anybody get tickets? Call the center.
Call the center, right.
317-843-3800, 317-843-3800 for all of the companies.
Or go to our website, CIDE.org.
There you go. .org. Because we are not for profits.
Right, we are. Yes.
CIDC.
CIDE dance. We're having too much
Hold
fun
on.
here.
CIDE. Central
Dance.
Indiana Dance Ensemble. CIDE
dance.org.
dance.org. Go to that website. And I have to get this in. Currently running at Actors Theater of Indiana is the production Route 66. The production has opened, and it will run to February 18th. You can also call the box office at 317-843-3800 to get your tickets, or go to atistage.org, atistage.org. It's just a fun, high-octane show, and just you go and it's just forget your cares for 90 minutes and enjoy all the great music of the late 50s, early 60s from all along Route 66, from Chicago all the way out to LA. It's 4 powerhouse guys in the show, and it's really a fun till your daddy takes the T-bird away. Production, that song is in it. Production. So, Suzann DeLay, thank you so much. Central Indiana Dance Ensemble, the founder and executive director, and really go check them out because it's important to support all of the resident companies at the center, just to support the performing arts in general. But if you've never been to the center, it's really lovely, and all the venues, the Palladium, the Tarkington, and the Studio Theater are all great, very different venues, and so come and support all the resident companies over there, and because as arts organizations, we need it, and that's what keeps us alive, is the patrons and word of mouth. Right. So kudos to you for what you're doing. 25 years, congratulations.
So
I think it's exceptional and not easy, as you know. You probably worked your butt off, and yes. So
it's fun, we do. You do too.
Yeah.
But this is what we love, and this is what we do, and this is what we want to do.
Yeah, it's your passion,
right,
exactly. And so thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you.
And we'll see you next week. Lunch break with ATI. I'm Cindy Collins. Thank you, and toodaloo.
Bye-bye.